I coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is the preview for Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Apologies for the delay. I know I kept a lot of you guys waiting, vexed, pissed off. Well, honestly, games are coming fucking thick and fast. And I wanted to go live half an hour ago. Realized a friend of mine was doing his own show, the Guna Pod. Go check that out. At the time, so I thought, you know what, let me hang fire. I don't want to rain as parade, and I will go on after. Hence my slight delay on this, so apologies for that. But let's get through this preview. So it's Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Now, for some of you that have short memories with this thing, this fixture any other time would be a fine fixture to have. But this is also a fixture that around about 18 months, 20 months ago, we lost to these fuckers. And we didn't just lose. We got smoked to these fuckers. I think it was like 4-2 in the end. And that was in 2017, around my birthday. In fact, it was 2 days before my birthday. I weren't happy. And I think that was the game that made everybody realize, oh, it's over with Wenger. Like, I know a lot of people will be sitting there saying, no, I knew it was over. I'm not talking about you, clearly. I'm talking about the majority of people, the people who were the diehards, the people that were sticking it to the very end. Those people, I think that result, because anyone who watched that game will know, and even Lee will tell you, Lee went and saw that game himself in person. We never, not even for a second, looked like we were going to win that game. I definitely don't want that shit. To me, what I want is just 11 men who go out there and perform. And some of those young might be very young, but when you step out onto that pitch, you're men, you're representing not the under 23s, Arsenal Football Club. And I want us to perform. One thing I probably didn't get across in my review with Lee yesterday, and I want to reiterate that now. Very proud of the boys for their fighting spirit. You know, don't get me wrong, I thought a majority of the performance was poor. But you also have to give credit where credit's due. Sometimes if you don't play well, just make sure you at least get the 3 points. And we were handicapped in this effort of trying to get the 3 points. We had 10 men. And Arsenal showed at least a little special bit of fight. And for that reason, I've got to give him credit. You've got to give credit where credit is due to not only the team, but to Emery as well. Where I thought the substitutions, even though I didn't think the substitutes made an amazing impact other than Chambers, I actually thought they were the correct substitutions because he then let the leash off the players yesterday. Granit Xhaka, again, I'm going to stop trying to give my opinion on him. Whatever you think about him, even you would have to accept yesterday that once he came off the pitch, our whole play was a lot quicker, a lot faster, a lot more on point. It let Guendouzi express himself because Granit Xhaka was off the pitch. And I think for that reason, you have to give the manager credit, you know, regardless of what you want to say. And you could imagine you're saying those things now, you know, well, he was the one that started these players. He was the one that did this. He was the one that did that. Actually, the only thing that that was a little bit of a downside on that day was Saka's first half performance. I knew the kid. Here's the thing, and people got it twisted. Sir Antonio's Black, you come to mind. Don't get me wrong. The kid is strong enough. He's not a pussy because I say you shouldn't have started in yesterday's game. My point when I say that he shouldn't have started is because I want us to protect him. He's 18 years old. He's just turned 18 years old. Let's not put the whole world on his shoulders so quickly, you know? Let's just look after him, hold him back, nurture that talent. He's still a raw talent. And I don't want him to be starting games week in, week out, 3 days rest here and there, because he's not at that level. Physically. Not talent-wise, because people don't want to fucking hear what I'm saying. From a physical standpoint, you're still growing, You're still developing. He's still not used to that. You know, in the under 23s, they play once a week, sometimes once every 10 days. So you need to just look after that and nurture that talent a little bit. And yeah, I think for me, I've decided going into this Nottingham Forest game, I want to see a lot of the youngsters. All right, I want to see a lot of the youngsters. I want to see a lot of people, and I'm going to mention them because they're not in my starting lineup. But because they're not in my starting lineup, still doesn't mean I don't want to see some sort of appearance from them. So I want to see an appearance from John Jules. I want to see an appearance from Balogun. I want to see an appearance from Robbie Burton, because actually, to me, those three are the next three to come through. You notice I never said Medley, because I know people are waiting for me to say Medley. Chinlo's defenders, I don't think Medley's good enough. That's just me being honest. I don't think he's good enough. If he changes my mind, I watch under 23s all the time. I just don't see anything spectacular about him. Not yet. Not yet. But, by all means, he could be a late developer, but for me, I don't see anything particularly special about him. So I know that will disappoint them. So, spoiler alert, Medley is not in my team. Having said that, this is my team moving forward for the game tomorrow. See what you think. Brace yourself. It's a controversial one. All right? All right. Two secs. Right. This is my 1-11 ahead of tomorrow. Two very obvious things you see straight off the bat. Hector Bellerin and Kieran Tierney are not in my team. The reason being is they've had one hour in the under 23s. I see loads of people putting their 1-11s, and I'm seeing Hector and Kieran Tierney. It's like easy. All right. Both of these motherfuckers need to be eased in. Now, from my understanding of that under 23 games that they did play, Hector apparently looks more ready than Kieran does, which is a little bit of a surprise given that Hector's injury is a little bit more long-term, or was a little bit more long-term than Kieran's. But apparently they're both on track, but I don't rush them back for Forest. No. See, the difference is Holding has had that. He's had a few under 23 games. Yeah, and I think actually a game like this would be a natural step up in his rehab. Whereas, listen, I ain't trying to lose fucking Hector and Kieran just to play this game. For what? For fucking Forest at home. We can manage without them. I'd rather have them for the long term, which is why I'm slowly bedding them in. All right? I'm not looking at the chat at the moment, guys. So I'll come back to the chat in a sec. So this is my 1-11. I've gone with Chambers. I'm not a huge fan of Callum Chambers on the right, which will be a surprise to people because he played well there towards the end of the game yesterday. I still don't think it works. I much rather him in here. But needs must. We don't have anyone else, so he has to do a job. People will be surprised to see this man instead of, say, someone like Mavropanos. I think it's pretty clear the coach does not like Mavropanos. Doesn't rate him. I could see Mavropanos going in January. I'll be shocked if Mavropanos plays, to be honest. Mustafi did well enough last game. I do warn you, though, every time this motherfucker's an 8, he follows it up with a 3 out of 10. But I'm going to put him in, call it experience. Let's put him in there. The long-awaited return of Rob Holding. I'm going to give him an hour or so with the view of perhaps bringing on a Mavropanos in the game to maybe replace him. But that's the plan. And then also by doing that, you're stepping up Mavropanos' rehab as well. Someone who's also had under 21 games. So I'm not contradicting myself when I say that. Under 23 games, I should say. So I'm not contradicting myself there. Bola. This is a kid that's been in the side for some time, been in the setup for some time. 20 years old, Decent. Can actually play either fullback. Is stronger as a left back. Don't know why he's not featured on the pitch, but I have seen him on the bench a couple of times for Emery, especially last season. Play him. I'd rest Collar, and don't get me wrong, if Emery decides to play Kolasinac, okay, but he's playing a lot of games. I wouldn't mind resting Kolasinac because we may need him at least until the international break before Kieran comes back. So we need to look after him until then. In the meantime, I like the idea of playing Bola there. So that's my, I suppose, real surprise pick. One of two. I'll show you the other one in a second. Torreira, purely because he's not getting a lot of football. And I'd like him to have a strong 90 minutes, marshalling that defense, not galloping up here like I see him sometimes. And here is shit. This is you, son. Prove you're this DM that people seem to think you are. I have my doubts. But Torreira stays there. I'd like to see Nelson here on the right-hand side. This is his strength, not here. I could see this happening if Saka was rested and Emil Smith-Rowe was the one to play on the right-hand side. Obviously, that's the big omission from my side. But you can't fit everyone in. For that reason, I've gone with Nelson on the right-hand side just to whip in some crosses with his natural foot. That's what I want to see. Willock I've put in for obvious reasons. I think he's a fantastic talent. The other thing that you could do with this Willock situation is if you see him playing a bigger part in the first team, you might decide to put Willock on the bench and put Emil Smith-Rowe here instead, or Robbie Burton or someone like that. But I've decided to go with Willock in this position. Someone who could also help Torreira when he goes roaming, because he seems quite like he's got a bit of a nous on him, which I quite like. So I think he could play that position and play it pretty well. Saka, I like the idea of giving him an hour just to give him some confidence. He didn't have the strongest of 45 minutes yesterday, but the spotlight's heavy on him. I would play him in this game purely on the basis that he's not playing at Old Trafford for me. So I'd play him in this game. I just think we need to calm down with this kid, but I would play him in this game. I suppose the other big surprise is Mesut freaking Ozil. Now, the reason I'd put Mesut Ozil is very simple. We are paying this motherfucker. He's tied to earn a paycheck, motherfucker. What kind of bullshit is this? We're paying you. Go out there and playing on the fucking pitch. Also, the idea of him playing in the Carabao Cup, in a way, sends a message as well that, son, it's about a wrap for you and your Arsenal career. That you're being relegated to the Carabao Cup appearance. But I'd start him. Let's see what sort of attitude we get out of Mesut Ozil. Is what it is. He's your talismanic figure in terms of he can be an inspirational figure if he chooses to be. What the realism is that he probably will go missing again, sulking probably, and in which case you take his punk ass off and you put on someone like John Jules who will work harder. But I haven't gone mad. Mesut Ozil hasn't become my favorite. I just figured that I was doing this team, and initially he wasn't in my team because to be honest, I forget we have him. And then I thought, hold on, this motherfucker ain't injured. Go and earn a paycheck. So, and I think someone like him, he might really have some use for. If Mesut Ozil decides to play, it's a big if. If he decides to play, he might reap the benefit of that. So that's my thinking behind that. You put someone senior like a Mesut Ozil who will feed balls, who will supposedly do what he does, sticking in that area. And then Martinelli, I'm asking him to do a different job. He normally plays on this side, but he has the ability to play on this side. For me, I'm still excited by this kid. I mean, I think we got a good bunch of youngsters. I'm still excited by Martinelli, Willock, Saka, Balogun, people know Balogun is my guy. Burton, I think, is an excellent little player. So we do have some good players. It's just a case of now seeing them rise. It's a big opportunity for this guy, in my opinion. We need to see something from him. Because I expected some big things from Nelson, and I've not particularly been impressed. Having said that, I also believe that he's not a left winger, and that's where he's played. Let's see what he does on the right-hand side, really exploiting that right-hand side and whipping balls in with his right foot. I think provided we play this right, we should smoke Forest. But then I said that last time, so let me calm down with that bullshit. I'm going to go 2-0 to Arsenal. I think it will be a game in which I think we're tested, we're tried, we're nervous, and I think we'll get a goal. Someone young like a Saka or a Nelson scores. Everyone has a bit of a feel-good feeling, and we win, and we win 2-0. We win well. Let me come into the chat room and see what you guys think of my team. Please do leave a comment in the chat. If you're watching this on the playback, leave a comment down below. I will come to you. I will answer you. I'll talk to you. No, don't you worry. Good evening, all. Ozzy, Elias, Brandon, Peace. Yeah, I see you all. Big up to Chadwick first and foremost. $10 donation. Thank you, mate. Keep up the great work, Chig. Heading to Kingston close to London in November. Suggestions for a great spot of food and drinks. Go to Morley's. If you like your chicken, go to Morley's. This is South London. Yes. Big up. I like Kingston. I mean, my girl might be watching this, so I don't want to say too much, but I used to chat up a hell of a lot of girls back in the day in Kingston, so I got some fun memories of Kingston. But thank you, Chadwick. Much appreciated. I give Hector 15, 20 minutes each in this game. United clash doesn't mean that I have to play. I see what you're saying. I'd rather them just rehab safely. Hector's a bit injury prone. In fact, to be honest, so is Kieran. That's one thing you guys won't know. He does pick up injuries a lot, and that's because of his robust style. So I'd rather them just rehab properly without any dramas. Oh, really? Okay. Good man, Tom. Good man. See, my thinking behind the team was play the youngsters, have a little bit of experience just in case. So that's my thinking behind the team. But thank you. They needed to be bedded in slowly. Remember what? And there you go. Well done, Peace. Exactly. That's why you don't rush players, especially with a long-term injury. Just be easy. Let's just wait and see what they do, how they recover. Let's wait and see. Torreira has heart. What's wrong with that formation? All right, it doesn't matter where you position them. It's still a 4-4-1-1. So I've just happened to place Torreira behind purely on the basis that I want Torreira to just be a DM, for fuck's sake. All I'm hearing from people is, oh, Torreira's a DM chick. You don't know what you're talking about. Be a fucking DM. Just stay there. Relax. Be easy. And that's a lot of the reason why I put Ozil there, because I want that creativity still. But I also want that defense to defend properly and to not concede so many stupid shots, which is what our problem is. So that's my solution to that. Am I picking a team? You think that team won't win? That team will win. That team will win. I'm not going to play Uber. I'm not going to play people like that I know are tired and stuff. That doesn't mean my bench is not going to be hella strong, though. That team will beat Nottingham Forrest. Calm the fuck on. Ozil earning a fortune at the moment to get a big splint in his ass. Do you know what I mean? Ozil should be featuring in every single game, given the wages. Oh, well, let's not get too far. Martinelli at striker. Okay, interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. As you said, I forgot we had Ozil. Well, Martinelli apparently can play up front, and we have no other striker. And we need to rest Uber. As another one we need to look after. Whilst I agree, should earn his paycheck, I think it's more important to give. To a certain extent, Alex, I don't disagree with you. But I also like the idea of putting a little bit of experience with an inexperienced striker. That's the thought process behind that. So it's not just about earning his paycheck. Maybe I misled you with that thought. It's not just about that. I like the idea of Martinelli's not really familiar with the striker role. He's played there before, but he's not overly familiar with it. Let me have someone that's going to be able to help him feed chances. This is all in theory. You're right to a certain extent, but also I've just explained the reason why I'd also have him. VP, evening VP. I take it you still have your YouTube issue. Molly's. It's a chicken shop. Put Google chicken shop South London. You'll see the spelling of Molly's. Chick murdering them. No, won't you repeat it? Man like boots. Oh, well done, brother. I hope you're well. Ease the youngsters in, but remember what effect it could have if we lose badly. We're not losing badly at home to Nottingham Forest. It's not happening. Keeping in mind, people, I have a strong bench with that team. Put mine up next year. Okay. Yeah, that's a fair point. I'm keen to see Martinelli play anyway. Look dangerous, Bruce. Me too. I'm shocked that he's not played more. Martinelli, I like the kid. I like what he looks. To be honest, if you want me to be even more brutally honest, I didn't think he'd be that good. And then when I saw him pre-season, I was like, okay, all right. So, yeah, it's a shame. I was at the game yesterday, almost passed out on Uber's free kick. Oh, well, fortunately, you saw it then. I massively rate Tierney, but I'm not 100% sure if he has the technical ability at the back. AJ, you're saying all sorts of controversial shit I disagree with today. Just join. Can you say you're like, nah, no problem. Let me go back to it. All right, can you see it? This is the lineup. This is the one that's causing all these problems. So my thinking behind this, I hope you can see it. I just realized that looks really small. So I hope you can see it. But this is the shape. Somebody was taking the piss out of the shape that I put. It's still a 4-4-1-1. But I've put Torreira here to emphasize the fact that I don't want him here. I want him here. I want him looking after the core, knowing what this one is like, knowing this one is just coming to fitness. I want him to do a job and sit there. So we're not conceding so many stupid shots. I play Bola there because, quite honestly, I think that's our only fit left back at the club. I've played Chambers on the right-hand side because although I'm not in love with him on that right-hand side, it must be said, I much rather him as a centre-back. He'll do a competent job. Plus, he may as well get used to that position because he's going to be up against, like, what is it, Daniel James and people like that on Sunday. So he needs to get used to that shit. So I'd play him. I'll play him there. He's not played a lot of football. He should be all right. Play Willock in this position. There's an argument that you could maybe stick Emil Smith-Rowe instead of Willock, but I've gone with Willock just because I want to see him play more and more football. Saka on the left-hand side, give him an hour or so just to see what he does. Gone with Nelson because my man hasn't played any football. Big game needed for Nelson. I put Ozil in there purely on the basis that other than this motherfucker needs to start earning money, purely on the basis that we have an inexperienced striker. He may need a lot of feeding chances and stuff like that. So I am hoping Mesut Ozil will show up and do his thing. But who knows with that boy? Who knows? So yeah, evening. Yeah, yes, chick, I still do. VP, I don't know what that's about, mate. I haven't got a clue. That's just some YouTube shit. I don't know what's going on. You might want to speak to them about that, especially if it's just happening to you, because I'm still receiving them, so it shouldn't be still happening to you. Chick, can you imagine if Jenko fucks us? Oh yeah, I completely forgot about Jenko. Big Jenko. It comes back to the Emirates. Oh, you never know. It would be Sod's fucking law, wouldn't it? It'd be Sod's fucking law. I think one thing is a safe bet. He's not celebrating against us. Chambers has already done more at right back than Nas did all last season. Does anything meant to Nas miss the Forest or the United game? As my understanding is it's Forest because that's a domestic game. But like you, I've also heard conflicting reports on that. In either case, I'd play Chambers anyway. So my score prediction is 2-0, Anonymous. All right. 9 more minutes and I'm out of here. 9 more minutes. Yeah, I am all right. Thank you very much for asking. Jenko will get shown up by our youngsters. Damn, Skippy. Oh, was he injured? Okay. Who are the scorers? Let's go with Nelson, a free kick, and Mustafi, because why not? Those are the scorers for me. We'll probably use Jordi Titu as backup. Yeah, that's another one that could also play left back if necessary. But I've decided to go with an actual left back. I want to win the FA Cup. Don't care about the Carabao Cup. I want us to win any trophy of any competition that we are in. I hope you guys will continue to press that like button, crush it. Tomorrow, I will be doing a watch along once again with Lee Gunner, and the usuals all apply. So he'll be on the channel to do player rating straight after the game, and yeah. I didn't forget about Mr. Rowe. I mentioned him a few times in the preview. I simply couldn't fit Smith Rowe anywhere. Like I said in my preview, or earlier in the preview, you could potentially take Willock out and put Smith Rowe in there. I'm not against that. You could potentially take Saka out, switch Nelson on the left-hand side and put Smith Rowe on the right-hand side. I'm not necessarily against that, but I decided to leave him out in my team. No, watch alongs on Lee's channel, Charlie. It's on Lee's channel. But the player ratings will be on mine. Jordy should have had chances at right back last season, seeing as he's a right back. I don't disagree, but then the other flip side to that, Joseph, is I don't want someone playing right back just because they're right back. Clearly, he wasn't good enough. So, and this is coming from the man that plays Granit Xhaka. So, it really it doesn't leave you wondering how bad was he. Chig, are you confident that we'll beat United or just? Honestly, I don't know, Ozzy. I'm going to do a United preview because that's a Monday game, isn't it? So I'll do a United preview probably Friday, something like that. I've got to see when Stell's available. Stell, who a lot of you guys know, I'll probably see when he's available. And then between me and Stell, we'll work it out and we'll do a United preview. So yeah. I honestly don't know. That's the honest truth, because when it comes to Old Trafford, I mean, last couple of seasons, heading into that game, we've been in good form, and we still couldn't find a way to win. In fact, 2 seasons ago, we lost when we were favourites to win. And then last season, somehow we found a draw from the jaws of victory. So there's a mental block when it comes to Old Trafford. I don't know what that is. So I honestly don't know. News my way, please. I said that Chelsea is the best. I said Chelsea is the best. Liverpool is the best. I have no idea what James Mayer is going on about. And Jack could be a water boy. I co-sign that. So I answered that. Oh, could someone time that idiot out? Chig, what is the time where you are now? I just want to get so I could just get out the time zone difference. It's 5:25 Eastern time in the US. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Well, it is 8:26 in the evening here. We'll still lose when half a team is injured. I don't want to. Well, we'll talk about Old Trafford nearer the time. Are you guys looking forward to the Forest game? 3 minutes left, guys. Bombard me with some predictions for tomorrow. What are your predictions ahead of tomorrow? Are you confident? Bear in mind, we lost to Forest 2 years ago, but it was at Nottingham Forest. That's always a crucial bit that we should remember. Yeah, you probably are 9 hours ahead. You probably are 9 hours ahead. Yes, please. Do smash that like button. All right, here we go. Predictions. Jeff Parker goes with 3-2. Damn. That is not confident. I know you predicted us to win, but that is not confident. Tim Hazley, 3-1. Okay. Not too dissimilar from mine. I'll go with 2-0, which is the same as my man. I think it'll be a decent 2-0, comfortable victory. 4-2 Arsenal. We do owe them a 4-2 boots. I don't hate that plan. 2-0 to the Arsenal. 3-1. I'm going to go Nelson, Chambers, Martinelli. Okay, I like your thinking. Yeah, because our defense is worse than any other team in the Prem. Yeah, I can't lie. But hey, there's no David Luiz, there's no Socrates. So maybe, just maybe, at least in my team. so maybe, just maybe, we might be able to come with a more positive result. What up, G? The PT? I hope you're good, my bro. 3-1 Arsenal. 3-0 VCC. with your team, 2-1 Forest. Ah. I'm not going to let Twisted wind me up. Right. 1-0 Joseph. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Joseph. 4-1 Martinelli brace. Remember how gassed some fans are when we sign Louise? I agree with you. Jeff, don't get me started, brother. Don't get me started. If you watch my Welcome to Arsenal video on David Luiz, it's the most unenthusiastic video. I'm just like, oh my gosh, why? I didn't want him remember when he was being linked with us when he was like 27, 28? I was like, no, I didn't want him then. How much more 5 years after that? GDPT in the house. Nelson and Martinelli to score. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm out of this 8:30 now, so that's when I decided I would leave. Please do crush the like button. Please do hit the subscribe button. Edging ever single closer to the 6,000 mark. Under 50 to go now. Please do help me by hitting that subscribe button. Or if you've already subscribed, please do hit that like button, because what that does is it just moves it up the YouTube suggestion list. It helps other people who haven't subscribed to notice the show, and that's why we bang on about the like button. So please do hit the like button. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Enjoy your evening. Peace.